how important was the PAC report? Because for me, what an amazing, well, I don't know if it's amazing or disheartening week, but ultimately, how important was the PAC report?
The PAC report is important
Yeah.
because it is the first official account
Yeah.
or documentation of what had happened at 1MDB from day one. I don't think it was a complete report. It would have been better if the Auditor General's report was declassified and tabled along with the PAC report. That said, I think the PAC report was a very comprehensive report,
Yeah.
and it really painted quite a good picture of what had happened at 1MDB.
I like how you use the word good, Kay Tat. For me, it painted a horrifying picture because whenever you see the words misled or hidden, I mean, it's in there, isn't it? I mean, we're looking at the report now,
Yes.
10 pages of how the board didn't know or the board was misled. I mean, it's horrifying.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, all of that said, and the headline for this week is, he did no wrong. That's what he said, right?
Yes.
Did he do no? I mean, why did we choose to write it from this kind of way?
Well, he came out, Shahrul came out very, very fast to say that he did no wrong.
Yeah.
Nothing wrongful happened under his watch.
Yeah.
In response to the PAC report. Conclusion of the PAC report was that investigation should be started against him and a few other in management whom they did not name. But we could guess who these people are because some of them have fled the country, right? Because they were being sought after by Bank Negara and MACC.
Yeah.
So we thought that okay, the man said, Shahrul said he did nothing wrong, right? So that's why the question mark.
Yeah.
He did nothing wrong, and then we went on to highlight. We pick up from the PAC report some of the instances.
Yeah.
Where obviously PAC said that there was a problem between him and the board, where he either kept the board in the dark, misled the board,
Yeah.
or ignored the board.
All right.
Right? If you look at the PAC report, 10 pages dedicated to the topic,
Yeah.
right? And with tables.
Yeah, exactly. Which we've actually,
Many instances.
which we actually reproduced.
Yes,
in,
correct.
in the cover.
Yes.
And the one thing that painted for me, right, because the way that it was chose to be written was that I've met him before.
Yes.
He comes across to me as a very, I won't say he's very genial.
Yep.
He can be friendly, and
Which is what we describe him
Exactly.
in our article, talking to people who know him.
Yeah, and but then the other part which I found interesting was it also hinted that because he's currently at Pramandu,
Yes.
he keeps more to himself.
Yes.
And I don't know what is the
He
feedback?
is Shahrul is the central figure
Yeah,
because he was the CEO,
yeah,
right? And as the CEO of the company, ultimately he executed a lot of decision and action on behalf of the company.
yeah,
The problem, as PAC says, is that some of the decisions were contrary to what the board had decided, right? Were done without the knowledge of the board, right? So why he did all this, maybe one day we will all be able to find out.
that's the question mark, isn't it? I mean, like, in the end, you'd say he's a general. Yes, fine, generals have been executed for what they've done, but there is that big question behind it if you were a conspiracy theorist. But reading the cover also is that we have been covering the story since 2009. Amid criticism, name calling, do we feel justified after all the PAC reports come out?
Well, there are two cover stories on Shahrul.
Yeah, you brought us.
We had a few cover stories
Yeah.
this week's Age,
Yeah.
and we really started looking at L1MDB in a big way middle of 2014, and we asked a lot of questions. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Okay. We asked questions like, we deconstructed 1MDB fundraising. We said it was too expensive.
Yeah.
Why did they raise so much money at such high cost? this was raised in PAC.
Yeah.
Right? We also asked who are the bridge partners, because they invested US 2.2 billion with bridge partners, little known fund manager.
Yeah.
The PAC report highlighted the same thing. They took a high risk investing 2.2 billion with this company. PAC mentioned it as well. We asked about why 700 million US dollar was paid to Goodstar.
Which was in the PAC report
Yes,
as well.
and clearly, we asked Shahrul, and clearly, the PAC report said the directors didn't know, didn't approve any payment to Goodstar, never heard of Goodstar. So why was US 700 million paid to Goodstar when the board approved for 1 billion to be paid to the JV account, but instead only 300 million was paid to the JV account, 700 million went to Goodstar without the board's knowledge. We raised this in March of last year, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then we asked questions to the directors. We held the directors and the management responsible, right? That have to answer, which is actually what PAC said. Although management was principally responsible, PAC also said that the board of directors failed to exercise their duty.
So back to what I asked you a bit earlier was that, so we do feel slightly, I won't even say relieved, because if all of this comes out, it's, again, the word I use is horrifying, but we did see it.
We did see it, we published it, we asked all the questions.
We got banned for it?
Yes, but the PAC report basically confirms a lot of the things that we reported.
Yeah.
The questions that we asked.
Yeah. But here's the final one, right? Is that, will anything come of this? What will come of this? I mean, like, we will keep writing. I'm sure because over the weekend, there was a whole slew of articles after his statement. Will we keep writing it?
We will keep on reporting as the news emerges.
Yeah.
I think we have not heard the end of it. I mean, the release of the PAC report, I think, is just the start of another phase in 1MDB, in the story of 1MDB. This is not the end of it. You know, with this official documentation, I believe that there will be more development as far as 1MDB is concerned.
Do you think
so it wouldn't end here.
But, okay, in the case of like the global financial crisis, Lehman collapse and everything, at the end of it, almost nobody was held accountable. Only a few people were held accountable. Do you think this will be our Lehman's? Do you think this will be?
Well, it's not for me to guess that, you know.
No,
it's beyond us to speculate.
Yeah,
but
true.
the fact is that if no one is held accountable after what has happened, then it'll be a tragedy.
Yeah.
It is a tragedy,
It
right?
It is.
Right, that this had happened.
Yeah, and is there an easy answer?
The answer will not be an easy one. It may not even be a pretty one.
For more on the stories, pick up a copy of The Edge Weekly at all good newsstands.